Okay, we left off Hay. Halacha Hay, page 226. Now, what's lechatchila? We spoke about the majority of the leaves fall off. As long as you have 3 on every level, it's valid. We said, what about if you had initially 3 and 1 falls off each level and you have 2 left? We said it's also valid, right? Because you have the majority left, as long as it started with 3. Right, if it's 7, then the majority not there, so you have 2 things going against you. Lemitzvino koshir orech hadashi ovos. What's preferable? Lechatchila. What's hodor? Real hodor? It should have from the top to the very bottom of the hadas. You should have 3 leaves at every level. Ulikuva beruba. But he says if the majority is not covered, the majority, it's ikuva. Afilu eno barosha, although you don't have it on top. Even though, let's say, the top leaves are torn off. You don't have any. All 3 are torn off, but the majority of it has 3 on every level, it's valid. Let's see the Mishna Berura. Ulikuva beruba, hainu shadashi shiuruhu lo yose mishnei mose gudlin. He says the length of the hadas is 12 thumb lengths. A godel is the width of the joint of the thumb. It's 12 inches. The length of the hadas is 12 inches. Okay, it does not be, you don't have to have leaves from top to bottom. Rak shiva gudlin. She'ovos, you have to have the majority. 7 of the 12, you have to have the 3 leaves on every level. Even if they're totally stripped, the stem is totally bare, it's valid. Shenoshu olav, the leaves fell off. Or initially it never was. Sometimes you have it's a funny type of hadas. Some levels you have 3 on every one. Others didn't grow 3 on every one. She'olav shnaim al gabi shnaim o trei v'chad came cheruba of us, but since the majority you did have 3 on every level, kosher. Ubedasho b'chol shir orko shlosha olim b'chol kain v'nosha ola echas mikol kain b'rov shir orech hadas. What about initially? You had 3 on every level, and then subsequently, as we had it before, 1 leaf fell off of every level. So now you don't no longer have 3 on every level. So even though you have the majority of originally what was there, because seemingly from the mechaber, it seems to be it's a problem. Correct? It's a problem. Yesh v'zeh plukta bein rishonim. There's a machlokas on that. Yesh machshirim. There are those who validated. Yudches brings the Ra, Rabbi Yerucham, Ritva. Okay. Why? The cave and the nisha shnaim b'chol kain. Since you have 2 of every 3 remain in place. Ruba kukulo. We have the principle. Majority is the equivalent of all. Ge'ech the machshirim benoshu miktas olav miorko shaladas. Olav shem ovos klal. Then ovos elu b'shlosha. Ovos means you need a braid. That das, it has to appear braided. So unless you have 3 leaves, which are on all sides, that's not called braided. See, I mean, I thought this is the machlokas. Initially, you had 3 in every. So what is this species called? It's ovos. Because initially, so even if you have 1 of each of the 1 fell off, it's still called ovos. Because it originally happened. If you go with that principle, so then you would say, even if 2 of the 3 would fall off. Because initially you had, right? So you have to say it's a combination of both. The species has to be ovos. That means initially you have to have 3 in each one. And since we have, and now 1 of the 3 fall off each level. So it is the species, and since we have principle ruba kukulo, that the majority is the equivalent of the whole, therefore, even though you no longer have the 3, it retains its identity. The others say, no, factually it has to be covered.
What if the stem of the, say there were 12, so if it's 12 inches, right, so say there were 12 stems, so what if you had 5? Why does that have to be?
Again, you have to have the majority of the stem has to have, so that's 7.
Right,
7 of the 12. Seven. He said that
You
7.
have 2 on each branch, but you have to have 7.
Like, going according to the lenient opinion or the more stringent opinion? We have
You would say 2 out of 3 is
that's according to one opinion. That's the more lenient opinion. That's one opinion. That's the first opinion. That as long as you started with a majority, let's say you had a majority of 7, 3 and ever. Now, every one of those 3 fell off. The lenient opinion says it's still kosher, still valid. Okay?
But if the 7 went down to 5.
No. And how many?
Three.
Again, we're going according to which opinion? Let's go according to more lenient opinion. More lenient opinion says as long as you have 2 left, it's not a problem. Okay? What's the other opinion? What said? The other one says no. You have to have 3. Of course, it has to be braided. You have to have it covered.
That's going to branch-wise, but how about the number?
No, but then you have to have the majority. You have the majority of on every level. That means 7 of the 12 have to have 3 on every level, according to the more stringent opinion.
You can't start with 7 and end up with 6 or 5.
No, it's definitely no good, according to the more stringent opinion. Okay, we'll see. No. V'yesh poslin desvilu dal yidezel nishor l'shem ovos klaudein ovos l'shlosha linyan halocho. Now, how should a person conduct himself? Naktinu l'hokel. We follow the more lenient opinion. Here, it's interesting. So if you started with 3, although you have 1 of every 3 fell off, as long as you have the majority of what originally was there, 2 of the 3 is valid, and that's the minig l'hokel. B'mokum when b'mokum atchak. If you have no choice. You have no choice. Meaning, let's say you start off the beginning of Yom Tov, you have, and today you can buy hadassim throughout Yom Tov. One time, you bought it before Yom Tov. After that, it wasn't available any longer. So that's Shasat Chak. So you could be Yotze. Sheniskimu kamachron dav shinishru al koponim shnei olim b'chol kain dav yirub al koponim. But minimally, you have to have 2 on every level, right? Because we're saying, although you no longer have 3, but you have the majority originally what was there. But let's say you have 1 on every level. Right? You're not going to say, what about if it's stripped totally? You just have the stem left. You can say, well, since initially it was called hadas, it's valid. So if you have 2 of the 3 should fall off, then the majority is not there. So the 1 leaf means nothing. See, minimally, the lenient opinion says you have to have 2 of the 3 left. It's not valid. Everybody agrees. It's definitely not valid. 1 second. If, let's say, originally you had 3, now of the 7, 2 of every 3 fell off. So what do you have? You have 1 at every level. So it's possible. Definitely it's possible. He says everybody agrees it's possible. If he says, what if before he cited an opinion that there were certain communities where you had 2 on each level. Remember, he cited the tshuva from the Marik and the Muri Yishalon that because they weren't able to find the proper hadas, they were yotze with hadas, we only had 2 on every level. He says, but let's say 1 leaf would fall off every level. He says, there's no question. As much as we pushed to somehow to justify that minog, but let's say you only have 1 left. Definitely, it's possible. It's no question. Kuli alma delo nisha ruba, meaning minimally you have to have majority left. There's not even to consider anything unless it's a majority. Not 7 leaves. The 7 inches of the 12 had 3 on each level. No, 7. You're left with 3. It's definitely kosher. Definitely puzzle. Everybody agrees you puzzle there. Everybody agrees it's puzzle there. Because the majority is gone. Could I ask, a person's worth $100 million, and he's left with $2 million. What is he? He lost almost everything. Yeah, not in his mind and not in other people. A person that had $2 million, and he still has the $2 million. Never had more. He still. No, it's again. You look at each thing. There's a principle of Ruba Kukula. Rove establishes what is the identity of this. If the majority is missing, it's missing. You look at each hadas is unique in its own character. Right, correct.
Even though it's the majority of it, you really needed three.
Correct. Vafila inu barosho.
I used to say the guy graduated last in his class in medical school. He's a doctor.
Yeah. But he doesn't put it up on his wall. Okay. I'll give you an example. Let's talk factually, practically. Person who has a size 13 foot goes to the podiatrist, and he does only half of his foot. And then he gives him the bill. He says he didn't finish. Another person has a size 4 shoe, and he does it. He says, what are you talking about? The man with the size 4, you want me to work 3 times as much because you have a size 13? Okay, now you understand. Okay, now you got to speak your language. Okay. Filo Edo Barosho. We say that if you have sufficient leaves, even if the leaves at the very top are torn off, it's valid, right? Because we say if you have 7 of the let's say at the very top of the hadas, you never had 3 leaves on one level, but the majority you do have 3 leaves on every level. It's valid. Gamke kosher. Vavagab the yovshu olav posak b'sif ches deino koshkim shenishtaru b'cholbat shlosha olin lachin barosho dafko. He says, what happens if you have the leaves, they dry out, and not only that, the top leaves also dried out. He says if the top leaves are still moist, it's still valid. He said that's an issue of, here we're dealing with what's ovos. What is it still called braided or not? There it's a question of hodor. If all the leaves are dried out, including the top leaves, it's a dried out hadas. If the majority of leaves are dried out, the upper leaves, but they're all intact, and the upper leaves are moist, how do you identify something? It's by appearance. So since the upper leaves are still moist, that still retains its identity as hodor. It's still a beautiful hadas. It's still ovos.
If it's ovos on the bottom and...
But they're dried. They're all dried. So there we're not talking about ovos. It is ovos. But does it meet the criteria of what's hodor? So we say as long as the upper leaves are still moist, it identifies as something which is hodor, which is attractive. So all sukkos. Right, the most important. We'll see. Here we're dealing with ovos. Does it identify as a hadas? Here is it braided or is it not braided? The majority, you have 3 on every level, that's called a braided hadas. It's not. There you may have 3 on every level, but if the upper leaves are dry, then it's not hodor. Okay, let's continue.